Hello everyone, my name is Clentus and welcome to my YouTube channel. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So here I am coming at the office, minding my own business and reflecting because today it is my birthday. And then I started looking at online newspapers and what do I come across? If you guys remember last week or something like that, I made a video and then I said there was a rumor that Dr. Nandipha Magudumana is not actually serving any waiting time in a prison cell. As a matter of fact, she is being housed at the hospital side of that women's prison in Kroonstad. And lo and behold, what does the Commissioner of Correctional Services does? He goes to that Correctional Service Center to see it for himself. And then when he comes back, he says the most strangest of things after he also went to see Thabo because apparently there is some sort of preferential treatment that the two are getting. Come on, we already knew that they're getting a preferential treatment because there is somebody or there are people up there who are not arrested yet that are making sure that Thabo and Dr. Nandipha Magudumana are as comfortable as possible so that they do not spill the beans or the tea. So here an article that I read. It is from Sowetan Live, dated the 13th of July 2023 at 10:15 in the evening. And the headlines is, high-profile offender Nandipha Magudumana kept in prison's hospital. Now the question is, because that was the only thing that that I wanted to say in that video because I was not sure. And the last thing we want to do is get sued for misleading information. So I needed to make sure that this was really, really true. And so I started digging a little bit. And then as I dug, I did come across some truths and that actually this is true. That Dr. Nandipha Magudumana is not in the prison side of the Kroonstad female prison. She is at the hospital side of the prison. But the thing is, I was like, what do we do with this information? Well, Correctional Service Commissioner came and confirmed it. But then again, what about the other rumors? What about the other rumors? We'll talk about that as we go on with this video. So the article basically says Dr. Nandipha Magudumana, who is being held in the hospital wing of Kroonstad Correctional Center in Free State, is not receiving any special treatment but is kept in the section because of ongoing investigations. I have an issue with that already. Like, what other prisoners that are kept in the hospital side of the prison while investigations are ongoing? That alone screams preferential treatment. This was revealed by Correctional Services National Commissioner Mahoti. Okay, let me not butcher his name. Let's just say the commissioner during his visit to the Hosi Mampuru Correctional Center on Thursday, where Thabo is being held. He said he had earlier visited the correctional center in Kroonstad and confirmed that Magudumana was following the same programs as all other offenders. No. But the first question that I have is, why didn't the Department of Correctional Services let us know from the beginning that Dr. Nandipha Magudumana will not be waiting trial in the prison side of the prison, but she will be waiting trial at the hospital side of the prison? Why everything must be so hard for them? Why would they make things hard for them? Because of course South Africans are going to talk. Of course we're going to ask questions. Of course we're going to speculate. Of course we're going to be suspicious, like I already am. I am so suspicious. I trust nothing that the commissioner said in that news clip that I saw this morning and the newspaper article that I read. I'm like, no, sir. No, sir. There's a message that you took to these two. What is that message? From who? He said he had earlier visited the correctional center in Kroonstad and confirmed that Magudumana was following the same programs as all other offenders. Lies? She is eating the same food, please. I would not be surprised if she actually eats out. I would not put it past them. I don't believe that, sorry. I had a discussion with her because that's what we do when we visit correctional facilities. I don't doubt that you visit correctional facilities. I don't doubt that. But I think your visit only ends at the offices of the prisons. You don't go into the prison cells because your safety, as well as you don't speak to prisoners like the way you are saying. It's just because it's Dr. Nandipha Magudumana and Thabo Bester that you are actually talking to them, because I suspect, it's my suspicion, it's my opinion, you're the ones who sparked this. There was a message that you sent. We check if offenders or remand prisoners have complaints, and we check if their complaints are attended to, he said. Nah, sorry. He said he was kept in. He said she was kept in the prison's hospital section because of the ongoing investigations, that she is a high-profile offender who needed to be monitored at all times, and that it was a highly secure section where she doesn't have access or interaction with other offenders. No, I'm so sorry. No. Number one, why would a hospital side of the prison be highly secured? And secondly, when did you guys determine that this is a high-profile case? And even if it was a high-profile case, how many high-profile offenders that were kept at the hospital side of prisons? Because I can tell you who are the people that are always kept in the hospital side of prison. It's people who were politically connected. Shabir Sheikh, Jackie Celebi. Should I go on? Do you see the connection? I'm trying to say here, if you are politically connected and you are incarcerated, you are not going to spend a night in a cell. You are going to spend all the days that you are waiting for your trial. Probably even after your trial and you've been found guilty, you are not going to stay in the prison. You are going to stay at the hospital side of the prison. Should I mention it again? Shabir Sheikh. So, come on. No ways. And why would the hospital side be highly secured? I don't get it. You are telling me the hospital side is more secured than it is the prison side? All right. The interaction with the officials is limited to those who work in that section. We are ensuring that at all times she is watched, and I want to repeat, as I have indicated with Mr. Bester, it is also to make sure that she doesn't harm herself. Do you think Dr. Nandipha Magudumana, the way she looks, she will just take a razor and start slicing herself? I don't think so. There is no way that Dr. Nandipha Magudumana will do that to herself. I'm sorry. These excuses make no sense to me. And the other thing that I wanted to say as I was reading this was, let's see what will remind me. We are insured. Oh, yeah. You telling me Dr. Nandipha Magudumana is, what's that term when you are in isolation? Naturally, a human being cannot live in isolation. Naturally. Human beings are social beings. And there is no way that she's sitting in the hospital side of the prison, twiddling her thumb, waiting for a court appearance. No way. It doesn't work like that. Like, oh yeah, she's been watched while she's twiddling a thumb. No. The fact that she needs to be with other offenders, it's part and parcel of whatever the prison program is supposed to be about. Rehabilitation, reflection, and also preparing for her case. Now, she's in isolation, all by herself, all these weeks. That does not make sense. And then she comes to prison looking all fresh and all well taken care of. I know, you are lying to us. He added that the section wasn't a secluded, isolated section where she is alone, but she was with other offenders. Am I the only one who's hearing a contradiction here? Because she needs to be alone so that she doesn't be with other prisoners. At the same time, she needs to... Let's go on. The hospital section is the facility, is still a cell. The only difference is that the number of beds is fewer. So she is with other offenders, he said. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. and tell me that you are not hearing a contradiction. Well, maybe it's me and my English. Okay. The commissioner said she was kept in the prison's hospital section because of the ongoing investigations. That she is a high-profile offender who needed to be monitored at all times, and that it was a highly secured section where she doesn't have access or interaction with other offenders. And then not few paragraphs down the line, he added, this is the commissioner, that the section wasn't a secluded, isolated section where she is alone, but she was with other offenders. She was with other offenders. And it gets worse. The hospital section is the facility, is still a cell. The only difference is that the number of beds is fewer. So she is with other offenders. Dude, your story needs to be straight here. Go back, gag. No ways. You are revealing the lies that you brought to the people of South Africa. And somewhere, somehow you think that we are not as smart as you think we are, and you will not pick up these things. But let's continue. He said the correctional service. He said the correctional service was also ensuring that she doesn't come into contact with the contraband or with any item that would jeopardize the case. He told the media that Facebook rapist and murderer Thabo Bester was kept in his cell, which is electronically operated through the integrated security system. You are also in a section. Wait. You are also in a section where we have two highly trained correctional officials here on a 24-hour, 7 days basis. Obviously, we change shifts. It's just to make sure that this offender is secured and does not harm himself. He added that where Bester is kept was also conducive for the South African police to come in and continue with the investigations or for his consultation with lawyers. Basically, we are making the point that he is housed where he belongs and does not cause any problems as he did before. I still believe, in my opinion, that the commissioner took a message to Dr. Nandipha Magudumana as well as to Thabo Bester. And if you listen or you paid attention, Thabo Bester can be heard during a press conference where the Commissioner of Correctional Services is at, attempting to be screaming, saying, "Stop torturing me." That is cringe, actually. And secondly, Thabo Bester did not want to talk to the media because we know Thabo Bester loves the media. Why wouldn't Thabo Bester want to talk to the media if he's being tortured? Wouldn't you want to let the people of South Africa know that he's being tortured? And secondly, this is South Africa, by the way. Prisoners in this country, they are treated better than the citizens of the country. If a prisoner goes, they are taken to a private hospital for treatment. But when an ordinary South African, law-abiding South African goes, you are going to shishiliza on the private, government clinics. If ever they will attend to you, they will attend to you. If they don't, they will send you home and say, come back tomorrow at 5 a.m. Shishiliza once again. Are prisoners? No. So now, why would Thabo Bester be tortured and then he would not want to tell the media that he's being tortured? This is an act. This is a setup that was done so that it seems like, oh, indeed, Thabo Bester doesn't want to talk to the media. He's feeling a little tortured that now he's visited by the commissioner without his permission. And then the commissioner also has to explain himself that he does not need permission to visit any correctional center. Come on, people. No. We may not know how prisons work, but we're not dumb. No. Thabo Bester and Dr. Nandipha Magudumana do get preferential treatment. It ends there. Now, apparently, Thabo Bester gave the commissioner some letter. What's the content of that letter? Will the commissioner reveal the content of the letter? What exactly is Thabo Bester saying in that letter that he handed over to him? That will be very interesting to hear, because I'm interested, and I'm sure many South Africans are quite interested too. But I think because the commissioner had to walk out with a physical paper before the media, he needed to say, he gave me a piece of paper. There is something in the piece of paper. I'm going to look at it when I get to my office. I think that's a response to the message that Thabo Bester was given by the commissioner. Again, my opinion. My opinion, I'm not saying this is a fact. I think it was a response to the message. That's it. Now let's go back to Dr. Nandipha Magudumana and the warden of the female prison in Kroonstad. Apparently, the person that exposed this said they were in some type of a situationship, if you know what I mean. And then the girlfriend, I think it was the girlfriend of the warden that exposed this, because she was feeling a little bit jealous or out of place, because she was going to be replaced by Dr. Nandipha Magudumana, because that warden apparently lives in the prison. He has a house that is provided for him by the prison or government as a caretaker of some sort. I think it's the girlfriend, because apparently he's married and he has a girlfriend that he lives with on the prison grounds. I think she's also like a warden or some sort. So here we go, guys. Welcome to South Africa. And I don't think what we're being told is the truth. I think there was a message that was sent to Thabo Bester and Dr. Nandipha Magudumana, and then it was delivered, and then the media was called to say it was some kind of an inspection because there was preferential treatment on these two. I don't believe that. Anyways, guys, I think this might be the only video that I'm going to post today while I try to work at the same time reflect on my life, considering the fact today is my birthday. So thank you so much to everybody that's already started sending me happy birthday messages on my DMs on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, is at Clantis_Dumagute. That's where you're going to find me. Anyways, guys, let me say goodbye. See you again next time. Do like the video, subscribe, also watch the